Hello and welcome to Overcranked. We are your hosts. I'm Nick Fisher.
And I am Freddie Nasru.
We hope you've had a good week.
Yes, sincerely.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Because after news about a certain American president-elect who may be president by the time you listen to this,
Yes.
hopefully Overcranked will be the best part of your week. Not that we're arrogant, but it's not a great week, is it, with that nutter coming in?
No.
Anyway, we're here to talk about news and stuff. So, without further ado, we watched today the trailer for the Belko Experiment. It is the second trailer, and I believe it's the shorter of the two. It's not based. It's a horror film, and it's the premise is, if you haven't seen the trailer or aren't aware of the film, it's about 80 people who are in a tower block, and someone takes over and locks them all in and says, in, I don't know, however long, 2 hours, if you haven't killed 30 of your own, I'm going to kill 60 of you.
So it's a what do you do type film.
Yeah, it looks like it's a film about the boats in the Dark Knight, kind of.
Yes.
A social experiment. That looks really weird. But I know it will have sounded weird to you, Freddie's Joker impression. It looked even worse.
Yeah.
No offense. Anyway, you were saying.
I was doing the lip licking thing.
I got that.
Yeah.
But what you were saying? What were you saying?
Well, it looks interesting, quite dark, which is good for a film that just has a dark subject matter.
Well, it is a horror film.
Yes, and what else?
Oh,
there was something else.
The trailer. One of the I don't know. I'm guessing a critic whose quote was shown in the trailer said it looks like a combination of Battle Royale and Office Space. Now, Battle Royale was the inspiration for Hunger Games, and is about people killing each other in a confined area. So that sounds very much like this. But Office Space, for those of you who haven't seen it, is a 90s comedy, sort of coming of age story about a guy who works in a cubicle and decides to steal a bunch of money, as he says, from his boss, and it's nothing like this. And that kind of made me smile. I think a better analogy would be something like The Raid meets The Purge. Not The Purge, The Raid meets Saw. I watched The Raid before Christmas.
What's it like?
It's good. It's like a bit cheesy and a bit story light, but it's better than other things like it, like say the Expendables.
Okay.
Anyway, the Belko Experiment. It's not based on any short story or a novel or anything, and it's got Michael Rooker in from The Walking Dead. He was Merle and what's his face in Guardians. I can't remember. No, not Nova. Christ.
Tweet in.
Tweet in?
Tweet.
Tweet in.
Tweet in and
tweet in. I'll kick myself when I remember.
Yes.
Who does Michael Rooker play in Guardians of the Galaxy? It'll come to me when I'm in bed tonight. It'll really anger me. Anyway, another trailer to start us off, or to continue starting us off. Logan.
Holy fuck.
She's 11 and I'm fucking 90.
It's glorious.
It is. I want to know, as someone who's less interested and more detached from superhero films than me, I want to hear your thoughts.
I want to buy my tickets right now.
Yeah. What looks good to you?
It just seems to work.
Yeah,
there's no one element that stands out.
It all looks pretty great. Yeah. Yeah, it looks fun. It's I believe a loose adaptation of Old Man Logan, which is a story about Wolverine in the future when all the X-Men have died. But most of the characters in that are owned by Marvel, not Fox, because Fox own the X-Men property. And on the subject of X-Men as a property, it features an X-Men comic in the film.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
Well, given that I don't know if that's an in-canon thing that
it hasn't been previously in the X-Men films. There's been no mention of X-Men comic books.
Well, in that case, I'll have to wait and see.
Okay. I like the idea of comics making an appearance in a comic book film, but for a film that's trying to be really dark and serious, it's odd that they should choose that. It's odd that that would be the one to have a comic book in. You'd think it would be more like the MCU films to have, because they're really quite light-hearted in tone, and
Yeah.
most of the team, their identities are known to the public. So like Iron Man, because there's Iron Man and Captain America toys in the films. Actually, there's a whole Avengers bunch of masks in the Spider-Man trailer. They seem like they'd be more likely to have sort of self-referential jokes like that, like in Guardians of the Galaxy, which is quite laden with sort of self-referential humour, and Deadpool is obviously, than this, which is trying to be quite serious. But it looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I do have something I'd like to discuss concerning that. Wolverine is a character who's appeared in, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 children's films. Because that's all. I'm not. That's not a slight against the X-Men films. They're great, but they're aimed at children primarily. And Wolverine is the hero of most of them. And now he's in a film that's very much for adults. This sort of R-rated, kind of hard-nosed, gritty science fiction film. And I don't know, maybe it seems a little odd that they have a children's character essentially, and they're putting him in something that's not accessible for children. And maybe that's wrong. I don't know. I mean, it worked with Deadpool because Deadpool is not a children's character. Deadpool is an adult's character, and no child is gonna see him and recognize him as the guy in Wolverine. Because you haven't seen it, have you? There's a very un-Deadpool-like version of Deadpool in the first solo Wolverine film.
I've seen that.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh. Which X-Men films have you seen?
I've seen X-Men 2.
Yeah.
I've seen, in release order, X-Men 2, a bit of X-Men The Last Stand, and Wolverine.
Oh, right, okay, my mistake.
Origins.
I had it in my head you'd just seen the first two. Apologies.
No worries.
But do you know who I'm talking about in that film?
Is it Liv?
No. Ryan Reynolds actually plays him. Do you remember Ryan Reynolds being in the film? As the guy with two swords?
Oh, yeah.
That's him as Wade Wilson.
Okay.
And then, at the end, the bald guy with the swords coming out of his wrists, that's meant to be Deadpool. He's referred to as the Pool, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that got a lot of hate. There's a joke about it in the film Deadpool, actually. He has you see an action figure from the film. But anyway, that's irrelevant. Yeah, Deadpool is not a children's character, so it's okay for them to do it. But I wonder if maybe it's not okay to take a property or a character from children's property and put him in an adult film in a prominent role. He'll be on the posters and things. It's not like Machete in Spy Kids, where he's just a kind of supporting character and won't be maybe recognisable to the kids on the poster because he looks kind of different because he's wearing body armour or whatever. It does seem... I don't know, if I was like a 12-year-old, I'd think it was very unfair.
I personally...
Yeah? Having said that, hearing Patrick Stewart say she's 11 and I'm fucking 90 is worth the price of admission. Sorry, carry on.
If it serves the story in the right way and so on, I personally don't have any issue with it.
It just looks like they're adding gore and swear words, kind of like with Torchwood. They went out of their way to make that really grown up.
Yeah.
Torchwood's good. Yeah. Anyway, tweet in and let us know what you think, or leave comments in the sections below. And if you disagree with someone, whether it be me or each other, in the comments, don't get nasty. Who needs that? We want Overcranked to be a place of happiness. Do we? Yeah.
Yes.
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 Yes?
Yes.
Good.
Good.
Stop doing that.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yep. Before we move on completely away from film ratings, can I talk about Trainspotting 2 being an 18?
Go ahead.
It's an 18! Which I think is a good thing. overall.
Okay, but that's not a superhero film.
No, it's not.
It looks good, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to rewatch the first one. Are you? Because you're seeing that when I'm away. Do you think you'll see it again?
Definitely.
Fantastic.
Even if it's terrible.
Ooh. Well, I saw Batman vs Superman twice, and that's terrible. Anyway, moving swiftly on, staying on superheroes for the time being. Dwayne Johnson has been cast as Black Adam. Now, Black Adam. No, we know that, but Dwayne Johnson has his own Black Adam film greenlit. Now, Black Adam is the evil counterpart to a superhero called Captain Marvel, who is owned by DC, who's had his own film confirmed. But Captain Marvel is played by, or would be played by, two different people in the film because he's a kid who turns into an adult who has superpowers, and neither the kid, Billy Batson, or the adult Captain Marvel have been cast. Having said that, I don't know if Captain Marvel is supposed to look the same as Black Adam. Maybe he is. I don't know. Because Black Adam has the same power set and has the same costume. Forgive my ignorance. But anyway, it seems odd that DC are focusing on this villain. Even though he's going to appear in the Captain Marvel film, they've confirmed that The Rock will be in his own spin-off featuring Black Adam as an anti-hero without casting Captain Marvel. And it seems like Captain Marvel will be overshadowed by The Rock playing Black Adam, which, I mean, stars shouldn't have that much power because The Rock's been attached to Black Adam for ages.
I agree completely. They shouldn't have that much power.
Like Tom Hardy, we saw a talk from someone a few months ago who worked on something that Tom Hardy was a producer on, and the guy seemed okay about it. He was saying that because Tom Hardy was the producer, he could stay in his trailer till 1, 2 in the afternoon playing on his Xbox, and he could tell people to start whenever he wanted. And he was very matter of fact about it. He wasn't complaining. He actually said a lot of very good things about Tom Hardy. But that seems like something that shouldn't be done, and stars should not have that much power. They shouldn't have that much control over the properties they're in. No, they should choose what they're in, but they shouldn't be able to control something once they are in it. And yeah, it seems odd that DC, or it seems a bad choice, I think, on DC's part to focus on a villain over the hero, and it seems like the Black Adam will be maybe more of a focus in a Shazam film. It seems a poor choice to pay more attention to their villain of this property than their hero, because you want to be interested in the hero, the audience wants to be interested in the hero, but they'll just be overshadowed by this villain who is only the way they are and will only have that much presence in the film because the actor has so much power, which he shouldn't in the first place. And DC are also, they've messed up a couple of things, as anyone who saw Dawn of Justice will tell you. But apparently Wonder Woman is such a mess. This was said in a letter to Warner Brothers from one of their employees, or a DC employee, I can't remember which, I should have checked. I think a Warner Brothers employee. And he referred to Wonder Woman as such a mess. And I don't know, I mean, I haven't seen Suicide Squad, apparently it's no good. Have you seen Man of Steel?
No.
Well, it's reasonable. Dawn of Justice is not good. So it's a shame that maybe DC have messed up again.
So basically, the best DC expanded universe film is reasonable, whereas the best Marvel film is excellent.
I don't know, because Suicide Squad could be great. I don't know. I haven't seen that. Apparently, it's not, but we can't judge something without seeing it. So we can't judge Wonder Woman. But if it is a real mess, apparently they haven't learned to change things from Dawn of Justice. Yeah, the guy in the letter said they haven't learned from the mistakes they made in Dawn of Justice, but the Justice League trailer suggests that they have done, because that's more light-hearted, which is one of the big criticisms of Dawn of Justice, that it's meant to be really sad.
Okay.
But we should do an episode on it, because it's worthy of an episode to itself, whereas the rest of the Batman films would be one episode, or the rest of the Superman films would be an episode. Anyway, alright, Freddie,
Yes.
you were telling me before we started recording the second time
It's a long story.
about Disney taking over the world.
Yes.
You're going to expand on that?
Yes, I will. Of the films released of the top 10 films released last year.
That's top 10 grossing.
Yeah, grossing. The top 5 of those were all released, made, distributed by Disney, and they were Captain America: Civil War, Finding Dory, Zootropolis, Rogue One, and The Jungle Book. Now, let's for a moment pretend that they at some point buy the rights to James Bond. In the years that a James Bond film is released, how powerful could they get?
Well, they could buy Warner Brothers.
They could. And then they'd get...
And they could buy Fox.
Then they get Harry Potter, X-Men...
No, Warner Brothers are with...
Harry Potter?
No, I meant to say X-Men, sorry, are with Fox.
Yeah.
Alright, so you mean, yeah. And they'd have the DC films if they bought Warner Brothers. They'd own everything.
Yes.
Yeah. God, can you
Practically
imagine?
everyone in the industry would in some way be related to Disney.
We'll end up... Disney will rule the universe.
Yes.
We'll be going to parades with red banners with white in the centre and Mickey Mouse.
Yes.
Yeah. Be like the Emperor or the Empire. Sorry.
Yes. I was about to say that. It's like one of those parades in
Force Awakens.
Yes.
Yeah. On the not Death Star planet.
Yes.
Right. Two last. One's a news item. The other's just a nice story to share with you. Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett wrote a novel that was released in 1990 called Good Omens. Thank you. And that's all about the Antichrist. And it's being adapted by the BBC and Amazon, presumably for a web series. We have not read it.
No.
Don't really know anything about it.
No.
But that's if you do care.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yes.
Interesting fact for you. Neil Gaiman was originally writing the book as a parody of Just William, and he called it William the Antichrist. But it since then grew from that idea, and there is no Just William elements in the story. But yeah,
I like that. Fact. I find that quite funny.
Well, I'm not sure I like the idea of anyone poking fun at Just William, because I loved those books. But maybe I'm irrationally sensitive about that kind of thing.
Maybe.
What the hell's that supposed to mean? Bastard!
Okay.
Yeah, one last little story for you. This isn't news, it's just something that's been trending on Facebook today. Chris Evans, popular Captain America star and host of Radio 2, or DJ for Radio 2, is advertising escape rooms, or an escape room company. And there's this video online of a comic shop that Chris Evans is in a sort of back room of, and he's planted a camera and a microphone and a Captain America doll, and he's getting people to solve puzzles in the shop, and they have to go out to the street at one point and shout "Hail Hydra," come back in, and eventually they realise that they have to unlock a secret door in the store, and they find Chris Evans, and all the people, we don't know how many people he filmed, but the 3 or 4 groups of people that we see all recognise him, and he's really friendly. It's really funny. Little known fact: it's the same guy, the Radio 2 DJ, and the Captain America actor.
Oh.
But he didn't know.
No, I didn't.
He looks kind of different in Top Gear, doesn't he?
Yeah.
In bad Top Gear.
He's thrown up a bit too much in Top Gear.
Right. Did you say throwing up?
Yeah, because he when they were filming it, he got car sick and threw up.
That's beautiful. Anyway.
Yes, it is.
We will see you on Sunday, guys. We're going to do our Sherlock review where we discuss all 12 episodes plus the special. We might talk about the unaired pilot if you have the Series 1 DVD with you.
I don't.
I don't, so we probably won't,
No.
unless we can find it online, which you're not supposed to do. But yeah, tweet us at the Overcranked. Find us on Facebook at the Overcranked. Leave comments in the section below. Be nice to each other in those comments, and if you have any opinions on whatever it is, the Neil Gaiman story, R-rated superhero films, what DC are up to, should The Rock have that much power, what you think of Logan,
Yes.
any of that, please let us know. So goodbye.
Goodbye.